Guys?
What stands out about Goff? And you guys obviously, he's a guy you've played almost every year.
Yeah.
What stands out about him in a new system with the new teammates?
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job with him. I think he's patient in the pocket. He's taking the throws they give him. He kind of knows where their playmakers are and is able to target them. And then, his completion percentage accuracy shows up in those situations. So he's doing a good job.
You guys traditionally have had really good success against him. Does that translate when a guy changes teams, in your experience?
The success doesn't translate. This is a week-to-week business, and we gotta uphold our end of the deal this week, and we got a good challenge ahead of us, because they've got some good skill, and the quarterback's playing at a high level, the running backs are playing at a high level, the tight end's really good, so we got to make sure we take care of our business first.
How much different is it facing this Lions team than the past couple of years, given like DeAndre Swift and that they seem to have more of a running game and use him more often?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. I think they like their O-line that they've built there, and those guys are really physical and aggressive up front. And both the running backs are playing really good. And DeAndre's playing really well right now, also as a runner and a pass threat out of the backfield. And he makes guys miss in space. So I think they're doing a good job, and they're playing to their strengths really well, and that's what's keeping them in games. And they're really close, and we're gonna have our hands full with those guys.
Sean, with Eddie Goldman out, what has Tonga been able to give you guys?
Obviously a big, thick presence down the middle of the defense, and he's been getting better each week. And that's a good thing because, as a rookie, you just never know how quickly those guys will develop, and he's taken it on, and he's embraced all the coaching that we're giving him. Coach Rump's doing a good job with him, and I think he's going to continue to get better.
As a seventh-round pick, what about him, I guess, has allowed him to not only contribute, but it seemed like he played pretty well, too, the other day?
Yeah, no, he's doing a good job, and regardless of the round and the pick you are, I mean, we're coaching the player just like we coach everybody else. So, he's being coached hard. He's taking the coaching, and he's real humble and hungry to get better. He's like a sponge. He's just trying to get feedback from everybody on what he can do, how he can improve, and then he's getting adjusted to the speed of the game. And that's a real thing for a lot of rookies when they play, especially when it's down there in the trenches. Things happen a lot faster for him, and so he's improving. You saw that this last week.
With Tonga,
Does his age help at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's a mature guy. That's right. Yeah, that's right. He's a mature individual, and maybe that comes with age or personality, right? So either one. But no, he's a mature person, and he likes to get coached hard.
Jalen Johnson was saying that he's happy with the way the defense has played the last two games, but kind of lamented the fact that it's given up late scores in the last two games. What is that a product of?
It's a product of a lot of things, and the first thing it's a product of is me. Got to be better in the fourth quarter. I got to be better putting these guys in positions to make the plays they need to make in the fourth quarter. And so I'll get better there, and then they'll improve with their techniques and fundamentals, and we'll keep straining to get better in that fourth quarter because this league comes down to the fourth quarter.
With Tonga, it looked like he took a tough roughing the passer penalty last week where he just lands on the quarterback. Is that something where you say, hey, is there anything you can do different, or is that just a tough penalty because I don't know, what do you expect Tonga to do there, I guess?
Yeah, no, and we try to teach the guys that they got to fall on the side. That's the way this league is. That falling straight on a quarterback while you're sacking him is going to get called. And so that's a coaching point that we emphasize, and that was his first time. That's his first sack in this league, and he got a good rush, and we just got to try to tell him to fall to the side as he's wrapping him up. And, the gray there is you can't let go of the guy, and fall to the side. So that's a constant coaching point that we'll continue to emphasize with those guys, and it comes with more experience, knowing in that situation what he's got to do.
Sean, were you relieved that Khalil was able to go back in and finish the game on Sunday? And even when he's not 100%, how can he impact things out there?
Yeah, I think he impacts the game anyways, any time he's on the field. I wouldn't say relieved is the right word. I was really more proud of him. It shows his grittiness and his toughness and what his teammates and what this defense means to him, and that's a credit to him. He's a tough player, and he really cares about being out there with his team in a game like that. And so that's a full credit to him, and I'm proud of him for being able to do that.
Do you think their lack of rest or stamina has sort of led to those late game touchdowns that you all have given
What
up?
was the first part of it?
Do you think a lack of rest on defense or lack of stamina has been a reason that you all given up lately?
I don't think so. I think it's like I said, I got to do a better job putting the guys in position to make plays, and then we got to make plays. Our mentality is we'll play, like I told you guys, whatever it was a couple weeks ago. Just put the ball down and we're going to play ball, and that's our mentality. And we got to do a better job in terms of the rest, in terms of getting some 3 and outs, getting off the field earlier. I think that's a function of something I got to do a better job of. Is getting these guys in the right position to go make some plays on 3rd down earlier in the game, and that's the residual effect. But I don't think it's a matter of any of that stuff. I think it's just a matter of me calling the game better and those guys executing.
When an offense is struggling, like yours is, and I'm not asking you to speak for that side of the ball, but can defensive players feel pressure like, hey, we can only give up 13 this week, that type of thing?
Only if you guys put it out there for them like that. Not from our perspective. Our standard is our standard, and we got to play that to our standard. Obviously every defense in this league wants to hold everybody shutouts, and we don't like when people score on us. So regardless of that, we got to control what we can control, and that's how we play and how we perform for all 60 plus, and sometimes if it's overtime plus minutes in a game, and that's what we preach and that's what we believe in.
What are your thoughts on Danny coming back yesterday, and how big of a boost will it be when you get him into games again?
Yeah, it was great to obviously have him back on the field. His energy is contagious. He's a leader of this, one of the leaders of this defense has been for quite some time. So now it's just a matter of getting him ramped up and getting him in football playing shape, and he's done a good job working on the side, doing all that stuff, getting his body ready. So it's always fun to have a guy that's back that has some stripes on the wall.
You have to do a double take when you see number 6 out there now?
I did. I called him 59 a couple times.
Is there still a role for Tree once he does come back?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that question has the assumption that one guy's starting over the other. So, we're going to evaluate all of our positions just like we do every week. And, we try to put the best combination of guys and keep the freshest guys on the field for as long as we can. So that'll be a decision when we're ready to make it. We'll make it as a staff.
With Robert Quinn, what stands out to you maybe as what he's doing, if he's doing anything different this year, or why he's having so much success early?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's different. I think he's in a good mindset. I think he's, and this is all the stuff that he's been continuing to do. He's a consummate veteran. He's told you guys he wasn't happy with where he was last year, and so he's improving it. And that's a credit to him. He's not complacent, and he's never been complacent. He practices hard. He takes hard coaching. Coach Shuey's done a tremendous job of communicating with him and giving him the points that we want to give him, that we felt like as a defense we needed him to improve on, and he's taken those, and you see the results on the field.
No coach wants to pit an offense against a defense, but human nature being what it is, you can't help but realize what the situation is. So I guess my question is, do you have to repress those feelings among your players or yourself that, that we're wearing down because we're just on the field too long, or you actually just conditioned yourself to think that it's all on us no matter what the situation?
I don't think it's either of that, quite frankly, and human nature is a little bit different from football players to fans. These guys understand what their jobs and their roles are, and our job on defense is get the ball back for the offense and stop scores. It's very simply put. And so I don't think, like I said, I think the media and fans have a different feeling towards all that stuff, and that's okay. That's their right to have those feelings. But when these guys are in the grind every day and they're going through it, they understand what it is, and we know our standard on defense and what that is. And like I've told you, we're going to try to uphold that standard for as long as we can.
Did you see it differently when you weren't a coach, like when you were growing up and you saw situations like that?
Probably more as a fan, yeah. That's right. Probably more as a fan. No, I mean, I understand where the question is and the feelings, but it's like my brother asking me something. He can ask as a fantasy football fan and all that stuff, but the fact of the matter is when we're here coaching and when we're playing, the players are wired differently too. And so they know that we got to control what we can control, and we got to get better at what we need to get better at. And there's a lot of room for improvement for us on defense.
What went into the decision to have Jalen travel with OBJ?
Not going into scheme stuff, but that's part of our jobs as coaches to plan and find matchups and put our guys in position that we think are important for us as a defense to help us. And so that was part of that discussion. And we have those ongoing discussions, not just with him, with everybody at all levels of our defense.
with regard to him, I guess, the back shoulder throw seems to be really difficult for almost, no matter how good of a cornerback you are. How does a cornerback identify or anticipate or respond to a back shoulder throw? Is there a key? Is there anything you can teach that gets?
Yeah, no, we drill it, and you're absolutely right. It's a very hard throw to make, it's a very hard throw to catch, and it's a very hard throw to defend. And so there's 3 layers of that got to go right for everybody, depending on what side of the ball you're at. And so, yeah, there are some keys and things like that, in terms of where we want his body position and where he wants his eyes. And sometimes some receivers, more than others, will give that throw away with where their eyes look as the ball's coming, because the trajectory of the ball has to be different as opposed to a go ball and a back shoulder ball. So all those little details are things that we'll harp on and we'll continue to get improve on. Those are 50-50 balls. We got to win our share of those 50-50.
Is that like anything else, an experience thing, or is that just one of those things that doesn't really matter whether you're experienced or not? It's just.
No, I think everything is improves with experience. I think that's a common thing in football, right? Or in anything in life. I mean, the more reps you get at it, the more practice you get at it, the better you are at it. I become a better parent with my 3rd daughter than probably with my first 2 because I got more experience with it. And so I think experience always helps, and then part of building that experience is through practice, and us drilling it, and then, like you said, some of it is good players making good plays in this league, which is okay.
I feel like it would be deductively sound to say that the less rest the human body gets, the more winded they get. So how do you prepare for that? How do you tell your players to push through when they're just legitimately tired?
Quite simply, because we, like I said, we're preparing for a 60-plus minute game, and that won't change. And you guys look at the clock. You're guaranteed 60 minutes in a game, and we're prepared for that, and that's what our mentality is going to be. So our conditioning, everything that we've worked on through the offseason, everything we preach these guys is to be ready to play 60 minutes of football. And that's how you prepare.